Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor. Amber Heard is despicable, and we got more evidence for you to prove it. And I need your help sharing this. This comes in courtesy of Mr. Christopher Melcher. Thank you so much, sir, for bringing more to us. My God, Christopher, our video yesterday blew up thanks to all these people. I hope you got a lot of followers on Twitter. Did you get some?
Oh, yeah. The support's been great, and I've been taking this last week easy and enjoying going through and doing these long-form threads so that everyone in the community knows, some of these details and putting them all together in one place. But then also people who are new to this and looking into like who's right and what's going on. Hopefully they can get all of this information that all of us have been putting out there to understand the facts and how Amber has abused Johnny, and now what we're going to see abused the legal process.
Dude, this one's awful. Her parents are exposed. It just exposes her to no end. I want to make sure we break this down. This is a big one. It goes back to 2016, the restraining order. Christopher's been doing a lot of this work. Please, if you haven't already, go follow him over on Twitter at CA_divorce. You can get a lot of these firsthand, but so happy to break these down. All right, Christopher, set this up. What's happening here?
So, to me, this is an abuse of the process, of the legal process, also a further abuse of Johnny. And I want to walk through how she tricked a judge to give her a restraining order in 2016 and why the media was there. And, if this can happen to Johnny Depp, this can happen to any of us. And unfortunately, I see this in my divorce practice with attorneys using tactics like this. So I want to break down and go through how in the world she got a restraining order against him when we're seeing the evidence is that she was the one that was responsible here, not him. So we go back in time to 2016. Mm-hmm. She had just filed for divorce, and her attorney sends a letter to Johnny's attorney that we have here saying, hey, a divorce has been filed. Allegations are being made in this letter against Johnny by Amber. But it says in here, we are not seeking a restraining order. We want to keep it quiet. We don't want to go to the media. We could have served him at the premiere personally, like we saw this other, actress served
Olivia
recently.
Wilde, right? Just gotten, yeah.
Exactly. And so we're not going to do that. We have not yet sought a restraining order. But we do want to resolve some stuff. We want a bunch of alimony. We want a bunch of attorney's fees. We want access to all 3 penthouses. We want the dogs. We want the Range Rover. So this is the letter May 24th, 2016. And 2 days later, Johnny is in Spain. So he's gone to Spain for this movie premiere. It's Alice
Through the Looking Glass Part 2,
out.
Yeah.
And it's his daughter's birthday. His mom had just died 3 days earlier. He's in Spain, and he gets his lawyer, Laura Wasser, gets this notice. And there's been some discussion about, did she get notice? Yeah, she did get a voicemail at 9:45 a.m., May 26th, that Amber's going to court May 27th at 10 a.m. So less than 24 hours of notice. And this is all that she was told. So it's not like, and this is the way it works. It's not like, here's all my allegations, all my proof. No, all I'm telling you is date, time, and place, and I'm going in for a restraining order, and I want the Range Rover and penthouse. And so Johnny's in a different country, different time zone. He has no idea what's going on. There's absolutely no way for him to defend himself, and Amber would know that. So all right off the beginning, it's a gigantic setup of Johnny. So this is Laura Wasser saying, look, the guy, my client's in Spain. Right. And Laura explains in her declaration that she had attempted to work this out with Amber's attorney, offered like, hey, why don't our clients just both stay away from each other? My client's in a different continent. There shouldn't be a problem here. But then what happens is, boom, runs into court asking for this restraining order. Now, like I say, a lot of stuff going on in Johnny's life at that point in time. So there's no way this guy has any opportunity to respond.
He's on tour for this movie, promotional tour. His mom just died 3 days ago. It's his daughter's birthday. He's now at the premiere of this movie. It's just awful.
And even if Amber was correct that he did all these things, she's not in danger because he's in Spain.
Right. And all theatrics is what this looks like.
That's right. And Johnny's attorney is saying, hey, we can work this out. Now, here's what's key is that the way that this process works in Los Angeles is that you submit the paperwork, the judge takes it in chambers, meaning the judge's office, and reads it, and the clerk comes out and hands you either grant or deny. You don't argue these to the court. We don't bring our clients to court. We often just send a runner down there and file the papers and wait till the afternoon and see what happened. So there's no reason for us as lawyers to go there. There's no reason for our client to go there.
But and she's there with her attorney doing it just for, again, theatrics.
She goes there, Amber, with her attorney in person. It was completely unnecessary. And who's also there? It's the media. How would the media know? Because the clerk could not have leaked it because the clerk doesn't even know this is happening. It's not a noticed motion. It wasn't on the court's calendar. They just showed up and went, boom, here's our papers. I want to be heard. So the court couldn't have leaked it. And Johnny knew about it, but he's certainly not going to leak it. The only one left is Amber's side to leak it. And so the media shows up in force. They're seeing her go to the court, walk out of the court, the victim. And look at right here, 110. There's a main entrance to the court that you can see Amber walking out of. This is the big public entrance. You do not use this when you're the high profile figure. And in LA, we have high profile figures going to court all the time. There's a side entrance. There's an underground entrance. You can coordinate with the bailiff's office for all of these access, so your client isn't having to do the perp walk or do all this stuff. This was done on purpose. There's no reason to use this highly publicized, known public entrance and exit to the building. So to me, clearly she leaked it. Clearly she stages it. Now, when she walks out with the restraining order in hand,
she's literally holding it. Oh my God.
She's got a big bruise. And if you go to the next one where the image is, you can see now the bruise. So this is her walking out of court May 27th, 2016, with a very visible bruise on her upper right cheek. And so, embarrassed, this is the image that was then broadcast worldwide.
Yep. And so
the next day
with the Amica cream.
Yeah, this is her the next day. And I selected this photo because there's a whole bunch of them. It's probably paparazzi taking it. But I mean, you have two different shots. And this is Rocky Pennington with her the next day. Very, very happy, by the way. Certainly, I guess she feels very protected by this piece of paper now, the restraining order. But look, I mean, there's no way that magically healed in 24 hours.
Correct.
So we know that this was the
doesn't even look like she's wearing makeup. I mean, I'm sorry. I know she keeps trying to say, oh, she's always putting on makeup. But no, that's not makeup right there.
Yeah. That's a very high quality, and what's posted on there's a pretty high resolution image, and yeah, there's no way that matches.
Rocky Pennington, who's no longer her friend, also we found out in the recent trial. But so here they are all yucking it up outside the courtroom. Okay, yes, exactly. Here it comes, but it keeps going.
Yeah, so Johnny on the day of May 27th, when this hearing is scheduled, he reaches out to Amber's dad, and he's like, "What in the world is going on? She's dragging my name. If she wants a divorce, fine. I don't really want a divorce, but if that's what she wants, fine. Why is she doing this to me?" The dad responds back, "The lawyer told her she had to, or she would have no place to live in 30 days. Johnny responded back saying, "That is ridiculous. I told her she could stay as long as she wanted to." He's saying, "I'm not forcing her out of anywhere." So there's no way that she would have believed that she had to go. And there's also really no connection between the restraining order and needing a place to live. That's a financial issue. Johnny owned the place, so he can't really be kicked out of his own place. So she didn't disclose to the court that it was his penthouse. So again, there's no logical connection here, and especially when Johnny's saying like, "You live as long as you want."
I love this too. It's like, dude, my effing wedding ring is still on me. I has not taken it off because I love her. It is coming off now. What an effing knife to the back. I'm so disappointed and so hurt. It's just too much. Later, brother, feel better. Still being nice to the dad, but sort of calling out the absurdity that we've all seen Amber do, which is to stage and create these crazy theatrics. And the mother also got it right. Also texted Johnny about this.
Yeah, so Johnny's reaching out to her and saying, what is going on here? Why would you do this? It's throughout, my life. And he's also talking about, his children, his children's friends. I mean, seeing all this, it's like, why? And again, the mom comes back. Her lawyer told her she had to, and she had to today. Now, that to me is absolutely ridiculous because lawyers give advice and clients make decisions. Amber is an adult and she could hear advice. Even if the lawyer said, "I strongly recommend," Amber would make a decision. But here it's being portrayed as if this lawyer is making the decisions, and we just don't do that. So again, another attempt to deflect and avoid responsibility by now blaming her own lawyer for doing this.
Right. Well, part of me wonders if Amber told the parents this and the parents just believe it, right? Because it's also just weird. When you see the mother's text, "Please don't pass this on to her if you ever talk to her again." Like, they're scared of her too. Like, it's really telling how they're sort of writing this and trying to just, please don't use what I've told you from my heart against me. Please. Like, she's pleading with him to not reveal the truth of what she's been told by Amber, right? Which is like to keep this secret. And it makes me wonder if it's even more grandiose, these lies of Amber, like instilling in the parents, "Oh no, I had to. The lawyers told me to. The lawyers told me to." And they're just buying it potentially, right?
Well, that's it. It seems like he had a very good relationship with her parents, and to his credit, and that Amber then doesn't want to look bad because she can't ever do anything wrong or look bad. So now she has to deflect and saying like, "Oh yeah, well obviously she went and got this restraining order, but she was forced." I guess this is another hostage situation where she was taken by the lawyer and forced to do something against her will. She didn't look like she was doing anything against her will when she walked out of that courthouse. Mm-mm. And again, she could have said, "Hey, lawyer, if you want to do this, do I really need to be there?" No, you really don't need to be there. So then what happens is that, the public and Johnny's fans start seeing all this stuff and criticizing her, to saying like, "Okay, you're going in for an order of protection. Fine, if that's what you think you need, but do you need a Range Rover and 3 penthouses and $50,000 a month?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?" And so she then,
in light of a coordinated and false and negative media campaign depicting my attempts as being financially motivated, which they absolutely were. That's again another red flag, right? Of, oh, so this you're scared for your life, but you want all this money and all these things is usually a bad look. No, Christopher?
Well, that's it. I mean, it's usually if you're needing protection, you go in and you ask for what you need and nothing more. And here it's like, okay, I'm so scared, I need to flee in a high-powered SUV.
Oh, God.
And I need 3 penthouses, not just.
I know. I need 3
one,
penthouses to save. I know it's not funny, guys, but my God. So she misused the. Here we go. Misused protection design of victims abused to obtain a restraining order against Johnny Depp when he was in Spain and had no chance to defend himself. It was a further act of her by Amber against Johnny. It's true, and you put it together very eloquently and correctly. I mean, this is why we don't believe her, Christopher. There's so many countless examples of this, but this is where it really all triggered, and I think it's an important one to recollect because it set the tone, right?
Well, the thing is, what is so offensive to me is how she is harming other people who need protection. So she harmed the Me Too movement, just like Richard Watkins, that entertainment lawyer, explained. The whole point of Me Too was a change in society to don't blame the victim, support the victim, believe the victim.
Right.
So she took advantage of that, and now what is other people who are coming forward now saying, well, I'm afraid now to come forward because nobody's going to believe me. They're going to think I'm an Amber Heard. So she hurt the Me Too movement. She hurt victims. by also then abusing the court process that we have. We basically suspend people's due process rights and allow, without any real notice, any opportunity for sure to respond. Oh, you say you need a protective order? Boom, here's a protective order. Because if people need protection, they need it immediately, not in 3 weeks or 3 months when they prove up their claim. She's also hurt those people who need access to the courts.
Right.
So she's doing more damage to the system, not just to Johnny. So that's what's infuriating. And but yeah, I think it's important for us to go back and look at some of these incidents because it tells us about her character. It confirms what Dr. Curry said about her personality traits, that this is somebody who's not going to take responsibility. Everything's histrionic, blown out of proportion, and there's never any responsibility taken, and she will lie anytime she needs to.
And it's the lawyers. It's never her fault. It's the lawyers, and even her own family is sort of playing along, terrified to keep her stories straight. It is entirely frustrating. Another fantastic thread by Mr. Christopher Melcher. If you want to follow more of these, follow us on Twitter, guys. You know how to find me, but let's go follow Christopher Melcher at CA_divorce over on Twitter. He's been doing more of these, and we will keep documenting. But if you want him first and to engage with some of this stuff and watch these articles and clips firsthand, make sure you go give him a follow. Thanks to everybody who already did. And while you're here, go hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for all alerts, and smash that like button. Christopher, could any of this come up? Should it have come up in the court of law? Final thoughts and sort of is this a part of her credibility check for the jury, or do you think this isn't even going to come up?
And one of the reasons why I want to debunk this is that there's a concern. I don't know if the Virginia jury has heard about a restraining order, but some might conclude that some judge in Los Angeles carefully examined the facts and made a conclusion that she needed protection. That didn't happen.
Right.
And so, they may want to go into some of the detail. I know they did with Laura Wasser's testimony to say, like, yeah, we didn't really get any notice. So they did cover some of that to argue later. But it's a further manipulation of the system, and this is abuse. I mean, the things we've heard on tape that Amber's saying to Johnny is wretched and heartbreaking. But now she's using the whole legal system to abuse him further, and you could see in the messages he's pleading with her parents. I mean, he's absolutely devastated and thinking about his kids and saying, how can she do this to my children?
And for the mom, I still am sort of shocked at the mom. Please, 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 please don't tell her I told you. Oh, just the amount of gaslighting and just everyone at a fear of how Amber will react is so telling to me. That even her own parents are afraid to do it. The parents should be the ones smacking her, sense into her. And instead, they're afraid to even tell her the truth or tell Johnny the truth and just make more excuses on her behalf. Heartbreaking indeed. I hope you guys are as frustrated as we are. We will continue to expose the turd and more as we get it, and we will be back live next week. With the trial, man, that cross is going to be insane. Christopher, I hope you'll be here to help us break down some of that as well. Again, follow him on Twitter. Make sure you subscribe here and stay tuned for more updates here on Popcorn Planet. Thanks for watching, everybody.